Hey guys, Corey from aquariumcoop.com. Today I want to talk about best tank mates for your betta. Now you might be thinking, wait, is it betta or betta? Can you put stuff with bettas? Yes, you can. You just got to be a little bit cautious when selecting the tank mates. Now all of these recommendations are for tanks that are at least 5 gallons. If not 10 gallons or more, if you have a small bowl or a 2.5 gallon, stuff like that, usually it's a little bit too cramped on space and they're gonna be just too territorial to make anything happen. You might be able to fit some snails in there, but we'll talk about that in a minute. So my first recommendation is Kuhli loaches. They typically hide underneath stuff, so get some plants in there, they'll hide in the roots, they'll hide under rocks and pieces of wood, and they'll eat after the betta. So if you feed the betta some frozen bloodworms and it eats 90% and there's 10% left in the gravel, they'll come out at night and eat it. And it's a really safe one because they typically hide during the day, and then when the betta's asleep, they come out. So it works on, they're kind of working different shifts and you get around it that way. That one usually works even with an aggressive betta. You gotta kind of test yours to see if yours is laid back, which most are, but the more space you give them, the more laid back they typically are. Next up, I've got a specific tetra for you, the Ember tetra. In at least 5 gallons, but really I'd like to see it in 10. Get yourself a group of 5 or 6 Ember tetras. They're nice and red. They'll school around. Now if you have a red betta, maybe don't choose this one, but if you have a different color betta, it works out okay. They'll school around, add a little bit, and the reason why you want to group is so that initially when you add in the tetras, that betta is going to chase them a little bit, but it can't single out any one in the group. Now if you only added 2 or 1, it could single that one out, tire it out, and kill it. So adding a group of them, they'll mesh in well, they'll eat food just like they will, and you got a lively tank. All right, next up, I've got Malaysian trumpet snails. These guys will burrow under your sand or your gravel. They're a live-bearing snail, so they make more of themselves. You don't have to buy that many of them, and they will eat at night pretty much. So again, kind of that different working shifts, and they'll clean your glass for you. They'll eat algae, they'll eat debris, they'll eat fish poop. They'll do all those wonderful things that snails do for us at the cost of not that much of a bio load and not that much space. Whereas like something like a Malaysian or a mystery snail or something like that, they tend to be bigger and they've got those big antennas. Well, they also like to eat during the day, and a lot of times the bettas think those are worms as they try to eat them. So that one doesn't always work out, but the Malaysian trumpet snail, it's almost always going to work for you. I'm not sure I've seen it not work. That being said, I'm sure that person's out there and they're going to leave a comment down below going, hey, that didn't work for me, but it works for almost everyone. Last but not least, my recommendation is for a 10 gallon or larger, rasbora hets. They're pretty peaceful. They get about 2.5 inches. Add that orange color that you don't really find in bettas. They'll school around the tank and should leave the betta alone, and they won't dominate the food or anything like that. Get a group of 6 or so, see how it goes, see how your betta interacts with them. Hopefully chase them a little bit every day, keeps the betta nice and healthy and active, and no one gets hurt, and you have a beautiful tank. So thanks for listening. If you have great betta tank mates, leave a comment down below and let others know what worked really well for you, and then also what tank size you had. So if you have giant Oscars and a betta, and they all live in a 5,000 gallon aquarium, that makes a difference instead of living in a bowl. So let us know what you're keeping and what you're keeping it with and what size, and we'll crowdsource this thing, and we'll see you in the next video.